If you want to learn how to sew a male shirt step by step, this is the video you should watch. In this video, I'm trying to show you the different things that you need to prepare before you start sewing your male shirt. The stays that you will use for the button stand, the different parts of the shirt that I have previously cut. You might need to check my previous video on how to cut a male shirt. The colors that I will also be using, the color states that I will be using, you can see that I've also prepared them. I've cut the body. I have also cut the sleeves. The next thing is to go and start preparing the different parts before I start sewing the shirt. Now look at this. I'm preparing the sleeve. Some people don't know how to fold the hemming of the sleeve, and that is what I am doing here. You need to keep to the measurement. Here I left 1.5 inch for the hem, and that's what I've used to fold it. So I'm going to fold the two ends of the shirt. That is what I fold. This is the first one. Then the same thing I will fold for the second one. I must be honest with you. I don't sew a shirt without ironing. That is the way to bring out the best out of your sewing. I don't. You can't say you want to sew a shirt and then you'll be sewing it without ironing. It will not really come out well. So you can see the way I neatly fold the hem of the sleeve, and that is the way you should do your own too. Then what's the next thing I'll be doing? Watch out. This is the yokes. There are two back yokes. I iron them. Then this is the remaining part of the back. You can see the yokes will be on top of this one. So I've done that too. Then the next thing is to iron the front pattern itself. And this is where I will iron the button stand. Now you need to understand something. For male shirt, the part where the buttonhole will be is on the left. For female shirt, it is on the right. Please take note of that. So the part where the buttonhole will be is where you will apply your front stay. We call it front stay. The part where you will tag the button, you will just fold it ordinarily like this. You can see that I'm not adding any stay to this side. I just first of all fold the edge a bit, and then I double folded it on the fabric. This is the right part of the front pattern where the button will be tacked. Now the second part of the front, which is where the buttonhole, please take note of that so you avoid any error. This is where the buttonhole will be applied after you have finished sewing your shirt. So the reason why we are putting the front stay here is because of the buttonhole. So when the buttonholer or the buttonhole machine is sewing the buttonhole on it, it can be firm. Yes, you need to put a stay there. Otherwise, your buttonholer machine may bore a hole on your shirt, or whatever is going to sew, but what is going to sew on it may not be neat. And I want you to pay attention on the position where I am applying this front stay. Yes, you can get the front stay in the market. Yes, we call it front stay. Those who make shirt call it front stay. It is a cloth fabric. I've mentioned some of these things about shirt making in my previous videos. Watch the way I am doing this. You can see that the bottom stand allowance, I folded it on the stay that I have already gummed. Then watch, this is a second folding. It is a double folding. I'm sure this surprises you, but don't worry. By the time I get to the table to sew it, you will understand what I am doing. Now I am ready to sew my two button stand. This is the right side, which I did not put any stay on it. I said this is the part where we usually tack the buttons. You can see I'm just going to sew it down. You can see the importance of ironing it first. If I had not ironed it, it will not be this smooth while sewing. So I'm done with that one. I'm going to take the part where I applied the stay. You can see it is still double folded. You can see I'm just showing you that it is double folded. So I'm going to sew like a quarter down, 0.25 down. I'm going to sew it down to the other edge. You can see that ironing helped it to be smooth. I don't know you can sew a shirt without ironing. I don't do that. So it is very, very important because it makes your work to be smooth. And remember, we are sewing it the professional way. So I've sewn the first side. I'm going to stretch it out. Yes, can you see it now? I stretched it out. After the first sewing, I stretched it out. So I'm just going to top stitch the other side with 0.252. You can see. So I'm just going to top stitch it down. I'm not fastening it on the cloth. I need you to note that. I'm not fastening it on the cloth. I'm just top stitching it. So that is going to be the second part. And this is the professional way of sewing a male button stand. I'm sure you have noticed this. And we didn't do this when we were sewing the female shirt. No, we sewed the female shirt single. But this one, because we want to sew it professionally the way male shirts are sewn, that is why it is folded like this. Then the next thing I do is to lay my two front patterns on the table. Apart from ironing, I also need to trim here and there whenever you are sewing your shirt. Even when we were sewing the female shirt too. Remember when we were sewing the princess cut shirt, we were also trimming it, going back to the table to trim it. You can see I laid the two on the table. I want to be sure that the two are equal. There is a lot of precision needed when you are sewing a male shirt, and I'm telling you the truth, a lot of precision needed. Somebody is wondering, well, then why is one shorter than that? It's because of the way I folded the button stand for where the stay is, where the buttonhole will be. That is why it became a bit shorter than the second one. But never mind, we actually left enough allowance on it. So this is good. We shall continue in the next video. If you want me to tutor you on how to cut and sew a male or female shirt professionally, drop a comment for me and I will organize a 1 week intense shirt making training for you.